this actually is perfect timing because you guys are going to think this is a really sad story. I just have the snippets. It's dust in the air. Jesus. So the last 10 years of my life have been fantastic and chaotic and everything in between, really. In 2008, I was on this show thing, and all this crazy stuff. I was going to LA and I was on this TV show, and people were actually into what I was doing for the first time in, I don't know, ever. And at the same time, my brother Adam at that time was going through his 10th year of battling a brain tumor. And while I would gladly trade the perspective that allowed me through that process, would gladly trade that to have him here. Ultimately, I am thankful for that perspective because it allowed me to kind of see the forest for the trees a little bit. And so as Idol ended and the Idol tour began and making a record began, I'm spending most of my days in arenas, singing songs and selling Pop-Tarts. That was our main sponsor at the time. They're still pretty damn good, Pop-Tarts, by the way. Get off the road from the Idol tour. We finished the record. We put out a single. I was informed that tomorrow is the 10-year anniversary of putting out that first record. It's not pertinent to the story necessarily, just a nice little factoid. It's like pop-up video up here, that's what this is. And so we put out the record, and then all of a sudden it's 2009, and it's time to go on the road. And I've been booked for a year of living on a bus and being with my friends and playing music for a living, a damn good living at that. And I was on cloud 9. And then in May, beginning of May that year, my brother Adam died. And at 26 years old, I made the decision to stay out on the road. I missed one show which we rescheduled for his funeral, and other than that, I stayed out. And in hindsight, that was the wrong move. Thought I could process it on the fly, and that's what I attempted to do, I guess. And I get off the road at the end of 2009, and it's immediately time to start writing another record. And so I go into these writing sessions with all these people who, I'm not going to tell you the names because it's obvious name dropping and it's a little ridiculous, but good people, good songwriters. I don't have it. I'm a mess emotionally. I don't know which way is up. I'm mad at the world for a myriad of different reasons. And for the first time in my life, I'd always use music as a therapist, really. I'd always kind of take whatever negative energy, whatever teenage angst that I had, and I'd used it to write songs, and that was, cheaper than therapy. And now all of a sudden I couldn't do it, and I was scared. We spent about 7, 8, 9 months somewhere around there writing that record, that second record, This Loud Morning. And I think when all was said and done, we had about 86, 87 songs. Something like that. Towards the end of that process, I sit in a room with my roommates at the time, my bandmates at the time, guys I'd known from before Idol, guys who are still friends of mine to this day, and decided I was like, I want this kind of song on the record. Let's see if we can write something in that sonic lane. And my buddy Andy starts playing his piano part. It's really kind of haunting chord progression, and at the time I had no idea why, but I just felt like, okay, like I'm gonna attempt to just purge all this shit. So within about 30-45 minutes we had this song done. And I don't know if it's the best song I've ever written, but it is one of the most important for me. I've said this on stage a few times on this tour, but this song, looking back on it now at almost 36, this song saved my life. And I think it's because the people that were in the room with me when I wrote it, they gave of themselves without realizing they were giving of themselves. And the lesson that I'm taking away from that as I get older is that ultimately everybody here on stage with me, in the foyer with me, everybody here, you mean so much more than you know to somebody, and you have no idea. And so, as you guys leave here tonight, there is a very strange, screwed up world out there, and it's full of us versus them, and red versus blue, and it's a hug, a kind word, a handshake means so much to somebody. And so as you leave here tonight, you should go back to real life. I hope if you take anything away from this show, give love. And I guarantee you'll get it back tenfold. That's the end of my sermon. This is goodbye to the girl. Paint another picture black and blue. Take another moment, one or two, just to get over you. When did all the gold around us rise? Turning all the love we had to dust. It took the best of you. It took the best of you. I got nowhere to hide. Say my goodbye to the girl. I'm leaning on the edge, jumping up the ledge. Take another picture of the world. Just another moment, watch it fall.